Hi everyone, it's me, 𝑻𝒓𝒖𝒕𝒉. Today is Sunday, December 22nd, 2024. This video is dedicated to my beloved, and the topic of this video is going to be about how and why truth comes before comfort, and about why it is important for us to share the truth and to live the truth, regardless of whether or not it makes other people or ourselves uncomfortable. So in order to illustrate this topic to you today, I wanted to share with you another journal entry from my journal. And this is something that I wrote very early this morning. So as usual, before I read it aloud to you, I'd like to show it to you. So it starts on that page. Then it goes on to the next page. And I will read that entire journal entry aloud to you now. Here it goes. Sunday, December 22nd, 2024. Yesterday, I was asked about the artist's responsibility to tell the truth, even if it makes others uncomfortable. I remember making a note of the following lines from C.S. Lewis's Mere Christianity when I read it back in October of this year. In religion, as in war and everything else, comfort is the one thing you cannot get by looking for it. If you look for truth, you may find comfort in the end. If you look for comfort, you will not get either comfort or truth. Only soft soap and wishful thinking to begin with, and, in the end, despair. Based on these lines, it is evident that conveying the truth is necessary, not only in religion, but also in other spheres, even if it makes people uncomfortable. We cannot achieve comfort without first facing the truth head-on. Another way of looking at it is this. Artists, writers, and intellectuals must express the ideas that are within them, truthfully and at all costs, because those ideas are there for a reason. God is trying to tell the world something through them. He is trying to urge humanity on to greater levels of understanding and compassion. So many of the greatest figures throughout the world's history were hated and ostracized for telling the truth, because people did not and do not want to know the truth. As the saying goes, ignorance is bliss. Such figures include Socrates, Galileo Galilei, Ayn Rand, George Orwell, and even Jesus Christ himself. In general, anyone who exposes uncomfortable realities or criticizes societal norms can be labeled as a truth teller and face backlash for his or her honesty. But it is an undeniable fact that these figures, simply by means of their words and ideas, made significant contributions to the evolution of collective consciousness. So likewise can each of us, if only we develop the courage to be disliked and criticized. Telling the truth and living it are more important than fitting in and having the approval of others. In the words of Plato, no one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. It is my mission in life to share the truth as I see it, to express the ideas contained within me truthfully and as God intended, regardless of how they will be received by others. The truth about all things will ultimately make itself known, whether we like it or not. Only the truth will make us better people, better souls. Truth brings freedom. As proclaimed by the world's greatest spiritual teacher, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. No genuine freedom can be obtained on an individual level or on a societal level, without first facing the truth. Let us then be truth tellers and truth seekers, and thereby set the world free. So that is what I wrote in my journal very early this morning. And since yesterday, I have been thinking about this topic of telling the truth, regardless of whether or not it makes other people uncomfortable. And as I shared in that journal entry, people who tell the truth, whether they are artists, writers, intellectuals, or just plain old people, are often hated and criticized for telling the truth because nobody wants to know the truth. The truth makes people uncomfortable often, and because of that, those people that I listed as examples from history were hated and even persecuted for telling the truth. And it requires a kind of unselfishness and self-sacrifice in order to be somebody who tells the truth, regardless of how it will be perceived by others. A person has to be willing to face that criticism and that even persecution from other people if they are to tell the truth. But it is for the betterment of humanity, and it is for the best of everyone that each of us expresses the truth that is within him or herself, that vision that was implanted within our souls by God. It is there for a reason, and if we don't express it out in the world, whether in the form of art, writing, or ideas that we share, or any other form of creation that we exhibit in the world, if we don't do that, then we are doing a disservice to not only ourselves, but also to humanity. Because as I wrote in that journal entry, those visions, those ideas, those truths that are within us are there for a reason, and God is trying to tell the world something through us. We are the instruments that He uses to share the truth with humanity. And that is how I think of myself as I make these videos and as I write in my journal each and every single day. I think of myself as an instrument of God, something that He is using to share timeless ideas of wisdom and encouragement with other people through my videos and through my writing. And hopefully one day I can have a much larger audience and more people can receive my messages. And I want to be somebody who tells the truth and shares my truth and lives it and embodies it in my day-to-day life. And I don't care if it makes other people uncomfortable. In fact, I think it's for the best of everyone that we all know the truth and we face it, because that will help us to expand within and to become better people and better souls, to become more compassionate and understanding, to reach higher levels of consciousness. And this is how we raise the collective consciousness, by sharing the truth. This is how we are all going to set ourselves free. So I hope that by sharing my message today, including what I've written in my journal entry, I can encourage you to try to share your truth without worrying about whether or not people will like it, whether or not it will make people uncomfortable. Think of it like something that you have to do. It is your mission. It is what God wants you to do in this world. And that dream, that vision, those ideas are within you for a reason. So I hope, as always, that you have learned something very, very valuable from my video. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen and or watch. And with that, I'd like to wish you a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, or whatever it is, wherever you are in the world.